Welcome to the T14A video lecture. We start a review of individual income taxes right now. It's not our intention to turn you all into CPAs. That's a different major than the one you are in. However, as individuals, at a minimum, you need to know a little something about your own taxes. We're going to operate fairly lightly in this area, just enough to get you armed for understanding how items of income or deduction affect individuals. But students generally find this interesting. I hope you do too. Individuals start the tax filing process with the determination of filing status. Different filing statuses come with different rate tables and different deductions. You should recall from previous lectures, we discussed a single rate table and a married filing jointly rate table. This is the section where we determine how to properly classify taxpayers. But before we get there, why even have filing status? Why can't all taxpayers use the same rate table? After all corporations use the same rate table. These differences stem from differences in the ability to pay. Recall some number of videos ago, we talked about a married couple with 3 kids versus a single taxpayer with no kids. We discussed how the marginal utility of $1 might be different between those two taxpayers. This is what drives the differing filing status, which is really just another way of saying different rate tables. Filing status can affect some other inputs into the calculation of taxable income as well, such as the amount of the standard deduction. But I'm getting ahead of myself. For no particular reason, let's start our discussion of filing status with married couples. Since about 2013, this includes same-sex married couples. Married couples have 2 choices: married filing jointly and married filing separately. Generally speaking, married filing jointly is the best decision for married couples. I have an optional reading assignment posted in Blackboard if you're really interested in who might want to file married filing separately, but I'm not really going to say much more on the subject. In addition to married couples, in certain circumstances, a single individual can also file married filing jointly. This option is only available if your spouse dies during the tax year. That's a surviving spouse. If you happen to have dependent children, you can actually keep married filing jointly for 2 additional years. For example, if Jay-Z dies in 2018, since Beyonce has dependent children, she can continue to file married filing jointly in 2018, but also in 2019 and 2020. Unless she remarries, she will use one of the single filing statuses in 2021. Unmarried individuals have 2 categories, not including surviving spouse mentioned previously. The first is single, that's just like it sounds, and then number 2 is head of household. So these come with their own rate tables and standard deductions. Head of household is a category for unmarried individuals that care for dependents. For example, something like a single parent. If you look at these tables closely, you can see how the ability to pay concept plays a role. For example, let's look at the tax for a tax-paying household with taxable income of $50,000. Single and married filing separately pay the most, followed by head of household, then married filing jointly. The design of the tax rates is built on ability to pay. We can perform the exact same calculation for the new tax rates. You can see the same ranking order. By the way, I've shown the 2017 tax in parentheses next to the 2018 amounts, just for comparison. You can deduce the larger drop in taxes for single and married filing jointly in the new rates, as the new tax is lower by a greater amount than the other filing status. However, if we run the same comparison on higher income taxpayers, such as $250,000, you'll see that married filing jointly has a much greater tax decrease than head of household and single. However, married filing separate appears to benefit as well. Here is a filing status flowchart. I found it, well, where else? On the internet. You can find many versions of the same flowchart in varying degrees of detail. This brings us to the end of video T14A on filing status. Armed with this information, we can now calculate basic taxable income for individuals in the next video. Thanks for watching.